Hey Maddsters! So you guys, it's like gonna be move-in season soon. You guys are gonna go to college. Potentially, you're probably like watching this if you're gonna go to Michigan. So congrats, and maybe I'll see you on campus. But today's video is gonna be about like the whole move-in process and like what do you even do? Because I was like gonna go to college. I'm like, okay, once my parents drop me off and they leave me, like what am I supposed to do? And everything leading up to that. So I'm just gonna kind of like tell you guys what I did and how to cope, I guess, with like your parents literally driving away from campus and like you going back to your dorm room by yourself. So yeah, very interesting feeling. I will start kind of in the middle of summer. So as you guys know, and I've talked about in my other housing videos, so go watch those because let me tell you, that's probably the best housing video you're gonna get. So, and it's mine. So go watch my everything you know about the dorms and then the Michigan learning communities if you're interested in that. So basically, housing process, no one knows what's going on. Some people may find out their housing assignments in like July, and some people might find it out in August. So it really kind of depends. Super random. You don't really get a preference other than if you're in a specific learning community or theme community, so whatever. We're just gonna start at the point where you have your roommate if you went in blind, and you have your dorm. And then I believe that they give you your room assignment. You get all that, and you can look online for the room layouts and the floor plans. Don't even bother doing that, okay? My mom did that. She literally like took the dimensions of the said room, scaled it down to like a piece of paper with like little pieces of like furniture that were pieces of paper that she scaled down, okay? She's like, this is what your room's gonna look like. But don't do that, okay? Because I walked into my dorm, did not look anything like the measurements. So Michigan does a terrible job about telling you what your room measurements are. So literally just show up and like adapt to what's there because it's not gonna be what it says online, to be honest. So don't even bother doing that. Completely random, and the information that they give you is inaccurate based on where you live. So yeah, I would not bother with doing that. So basically, you figure that out and then go watch my what you need for Michigan video to figure out like what to actually bring. But what I forgot to include there were tools. So they say that you can bunk, you know, you can do the bunked beds or the half loft or on the floor beds without any tools, but no, you are gonna need an Allen wrench. So definitely bring one of those. So you need to bring an Allen wrench to like configure your dorm room and your bed and stuff. So definitely bring one of those. But anyway, so you're gonna get your room assignment, you're gonna get your dorm assignment, you're gonna get your roommate. I recommend reaching out to your roommate. I DM'd mine on Instagram and was like, hey, here's my number, like, do you want to FaceTime beforehand? And we just kind of like met each other and talked it out. Of course, it was super awkward, but it's like, what else are you gonna do? And then when you do all your dorm shopping, I would say try to go as early as possible, because once you get into August, like Bed Bath & Beyond is picked over. Like I got my comforter and everything from PB Teen, and that was like pretty rough. So definitely start early just so you don't have to deal with, you know, things being sold out, because that happens a lot. And like I said before, do not bring so much stuff. Every year I bring so much and it's just like junk and it just sits there and I just like look at it. I'm like, why do I even have this? So you don't need that much. If you want to put stuff on the walls, that's great, but the paint will literally fall off of the wall and just chip off. There'll be giant holes in your wall and then you get fined. So I do not recommend putting very much on the walls. I put like a bunch of, you know, the little canvases, little pictures and stuff. Don't do that. Waste of time, waste of money when you chip all the paint off the walls. So if I could go back and do it, I would just put, I have a cork board that I put my calendar on and, you know, like little push pin stuff. So I put that up and I'd put my fairy lights up. Like that's all I really needed, because everything else was just a mess taking down and a waste of time setting up as well. But, you know, of course you like want the like whatever nice dorm, but no one really cares, to be honest. So do all that, get all your dorm decorations. And then when you move in, I'm not sure how it changes because of COVID, but as you guys know, I did MLEAD, so I moved in a week earlier than everyone else. And that was really nice because it was super like low-key, not super chaotic. Definitely, like if you can do MLEAD, do it. It makes moving so much easier. There's literally no one there. Like you can get the blue bins. You can, you know, have the elevators to yourself. Super easy. I don't know how they're going to do it with COVID, so maybe disregard this whole section about MLEAD if MLEAD's not even running, or I don't even know how people sign up to register for like normal move-in, but whatever. So anyways, You get your slot to move in or whatever time you sign up for. It's a madhouse, okay? At least it was when normal move in. I don't know about COVID. They probably like decreased the numbers. But you need to get a blue bin. And a blue bin, self-explanatory, they will have them there if you're lucky enough to get one. So it's basically this nice bin that you throw all your stuff in and you push and like take up the elevators. If you don't have a blue bin, you're gonna struggle, okay? You're gonna have to like carry all your stuff and like carry it up the stairs or up the elevator, and sometimes your dorm room is way far away from the entrance. So you're gonna want that blue bin, and definitely like some people have fought over it too. So yeah, you're gonna need that blue bin. And if you don't get one, that sucks for you. But you know what? Maybe someone will be nice and share it with you, or they'll be done with it and you can take it. But like definitely try to get that blue bin. And so you move in, you know, you try to get all your stuff situated. I believe you have like a half hour for that parking spot. So you try to move in as fast as you can, and definitely coordinate with your roommates, just because it might be difficult if you have two people moving in at the same time. Maybe if like one comes on the first day and someone comes on the second day, just so you stagger it, just so it's a little bit easier. But basically you're gonna wanna get everything into your room, and then after that, unload, give the blue bins back to whoever's running move in so that other people can use the blue bins, because that's rude if you hog the blue bins. Don't do that. And then you start setting up your room. And what I did is, because I had a rug, so I shipped the rug from Walmart to West Quad, and they'll like kind of tell you when the mailroom will be open. Well, on move-in day, it's insane. Like the mailroom is insane. But you can get stuff shipped there and then just, you know, use a blue bin to carry it up to your dorm. But that's also kind of unnecessary if you don't want a rug or you don't want anything. Everything's in your room and you just start setting up. You're gonna have to unload all your clothes. So each dorm room comes with one dresser and one closet, and your bed, of course, and a desk. And so the dresser has 3 drawers, pretty standard dresser. And so I had that dresser, plus 3 of the little plastic dressers. I have a lot of clothes, you guys, okay? Definitely did not need all that. I didn't even wear half my clothes, but, you know, whatever. And so since I brought the 3 plastic dressers, I stored my clothes in the dressers and like package taped the drawers shut, just so my clothes wouldn't fall out. So that was a really great way to store it. If you don't need a dresser, you don't have very many clothes, and really you don't need that many clothes, just put your clothes in garbage bags. It's fine. Or boxes if you want to do that. But definitely bring a suitcase in case you're going to travel back and forth or travel home or whatever. So you get in, you start unloading everything. Definitely like bring some Clorox wipes because the rooms are still pretty gross. I brought a handheld vacuum. I didn't really use it. I believe each floor will have a broom and a dustpan. So if it's really that gross, like you can do that, but it wasn't too bad. You just kind of clean it up. You're going to need the Allen wrench. Definitely bring that to kind of arrange your room, configure it. And then you're all moved in. And then, I mean, my parents and I went out to eat. So we went to Monty, which is a really great pizza place. And that was nice. So we took pictures, of course, like pictures and food. And then they drove me back to West Quad. And then they gave me a hug. No one cried. And then they drove away. I was like, okay, this is awkward. And then I walked back into the dorm. And at that point, my roommate had not moved in yet. She was moving in later that day. So I was just like kind of sitting in my room, and then she came in. So then I kind of helped my roommates move her stuff in, move all her boxes in. I helped her loft the bed, how I lofted my bed. I let her use my tools and stuff. Very awkward because that was the first time that we kind of met in person. And then we had our MLEAD like class, I guess, where we had to meet all the other people in our group. So that was a really great icebreaker, just because if we didn't have that, I do not know what I would have done. So I guess it's a little different because I did MLEAD. So we had our little like first get to know you class, and then our leader was like, okay, here's the itinerary for the rest of this week. Like tomorrow, wake up and then come down here and we'll talk again. And then we got to know other people in our group. So that was kind of like what we did. And at that time, since we moved in a week early, there was like maybe one other girl on the floor, but it wasn't much. So it was just my roommate and I. And it was so weird. Like I remember that night, I don't even remember it that well. I just remember like awkwardly like saying goodnight to her and just like going to bed. And I was just like laying in my bed. And then I woke up and I was like, where am I? because I thought I was in my bed at home, but I was not in my bed at home. Yeah, and then the rest of the week it got better just because we had that smaller group and I started making friends. And so you just like literally have to start once other people move in, like going door to door and just introducing yourself and like leaving your door open. It's so awkward. Like, you guys, you know it's awkward, but you know I walk around on the floors and like knock on the doors to see who's in there. So what I've been doing a lot is going on random floors and walking around to see if people leave their doors open, and so that I can talk to people. And I've literally met so many cool people and it's so fun. So yeah, if you're in college, just go around and talk to random people. Sometimes they leave their doors open and like, it's a great time. Do a lot of that. It's awkward, like people are gonna think you're literally insane, but you meet a lot of cool people. Like I met this when I was walking around and knocking on doors on the other parts of West Quad. Who did I meet? I met this person from Hawaii. I met all the water polo players. I met like all the soccer people, a bunch of football people. One guy was like from Germany and played football, so that was cool. So you just meet like all different people, and it's kind of awkward because I remember everyone that I meet, but they don't remember me. So I'm like, oh my god, like you're so and so, you're from like California, and they're like, how did you know that? And then I felt really awkward because like I knew they had no idea, but it was fine. Not gonna lie, like once your parents drive away, you're just like, dude, what do I do right now? It's awkward, it's kind of low-key terrible, but you just deal with it because everyone's in the same situation, and like everyone feels really awkward and really nervous. And I was lucky that my roommate and I really got along really well, so that was great. And if you and your roommate do not, like, it's okay, it happens. Not everyone's best friends with their roommates, but definitely try to like talk to people on your floor because you're going to be living by each other. It's called the Propinquity Effect. I learned about it in psych. So basically, the closer like locationally you are, the higher chance of interactions you have with other people, so then you can build friendships easier. So the closer that people live to you, the easier it is to interact with them. You'll see them in the bathroom, you'll see them walking like down to the dining hall and stuff like that. The first day of school all over again, and let me tell you, the best friendships are formed within that first week sometimes. Work hard to just go out of your way and just say hi and try to talk to people and get to know people because everyone is desperate. I would recommend before classes start, walk your schedule. So I don't know how that is different based on COVID. You know, your classes might be hybrid or whatever. They might be some in person. But if you have any in-person classes, or you're watching this before like a normal year where there'd be no online classes, walk your schedule. Do not use Apple Maps, okay? Apple Maps sucks. Use Google Maps. Find your class schedule. Sometimes there's these random abbreviations for the buildings. Look up like Umich building abbreviations on Google to figure out what building, and like map out where you walk from your dorm to your first class and to your second class or whatever, just to get a good feel of the campus. So I walked that out a bunch of times so I knew where I was going. You'll find out you might have to run a little bit. Like I was power walking because I had to walk from like near Ross up to like the bus station, so it was a far walk, okay? Once school starts, hopefully you'll be able to meet some people in your class. You'll meet people in your dorm, dining hall, like I said before. It is kind of awkward to sit down next to random people, but it works sometimes. And I don't even know if the dining hall is going to be open. I highly recommend just like joining anything that you're interested in. Maybe Festival will be in person. It might be online. Online is really tough. But if it's in person, just sign up for the email list. They'll like send out emails for it. And join as many like smaller groups as you can in order to meet more people. Because everyone's like, oh, Michigan's so big. Like, it's not that hard to meet people. Like, yeah, it's big, but it's also like you're kind of planning yourself in the middle of a city where you only know yourself. Like, yeah, there's a bunch of people around you, but that doesn't mean that they're going to come to you. Like, you have to go to them. So that is something that I wish I did, was join a lot more clubs. It's kind of hard because, you know, some people might be shy. But try not to be shy. Try to be forward. Try to just introduce yourself and, like, know it's awkward for everyone. I was the only person from my high school in the past, I don't even know how long. Like, no one from my high school goes to Michigan. and I was the only one, and I knew literally no one, and it was the saddest thing ever. I was like, oh my gosh, you walk around and you're like, I don't know anyone, and you feel sad. But it's okay, it'll get better because you'll start meeting people. So as many ways as you can to like find a smaller group. If you join that theme community, that's great. I think if you're interested in it, do it. If you're not interested in it, don't do it. Club sports is really great if you are a high school athlete, because it kind of gives you a similar like vibe and lifestyle as, you know, your high school days. Classes, you won't make friends in lectures, but potentially discussions. But if not, take those freshman seminars. I really wish I would have taken more freshman seminars. Sorry, once again, this was just a long like ramble, but the main takeaways: one, it's like super awkward and like low-key sad to watch your parents like drive away and like leave you there. Two, just try to talk to a bunch of people, like go on your floors, go meet people. If the people on your floors are quiet, go to different floors, okay? Join a bunch of clubs, and then just overall be really like open, welcoming. And you have to be forward, because no one's gonna be like searching you out, okay? No one cares that much. Everyone wants to be asked to be friends with. No one wants to be the asker. But, you know what, sometimes you just gotta be awkward. And it's okay, you know, because you're awkward and, like, no one remembers it. Because most of the time they probably won't even remember you. But that's fine. It's okay. It's not that awkward. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for watching. And good luck with moving. If I see you on campus, that'll be super exciting. You know what, you guys? If you stop me on the street, it's okay, because it's happened before. If you stop me at a Zoom call, that's okay, because it's happened before. So it's just really exciting for me to meet you guys. So let me know if you have any other questions. It's totally okay to be worried and nervous, because like I was literally like crying before I left. It's definitely a big change, but it's not that bad. Like everyone just feels terrible, to be honest, in the first week. Wow, I'm really like sounding like hyping you guys up, but it's okay. Just know that like you will feel awful and like cry and be sad and scared and awkward, but it'll get better. The first week you're like, what is going on with my life? And then after it, you kind of get used to it. And then you figure it out. So it's okay. You're fine. But yeah, best of luck, and maybe I'll see you guys on campus. But yeah, as always, feel free to DM me if you want to. Yeah, let me know. But thanks for watching. Bye, Maddsters. Okay, you guys, I just watched this again when I was editing it. Sorry I sounded so like it's gonna be so terrible and awkward, but I just want to be real with you guys. But you guys will be a-okay. If you need someone to talk to, let me know. I will be your friend. Just get me into the dining hall, please, and like we can have lunch, you know what I mean? So yes, see you guys on campus.